Welcome to Streaming News Network by Claude McDaniel. News without the hype and biased reporting. Please like and subscribe.
This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. California billionaire Meg Whitman sells final major property amid wealth tax debate. California continues to face economic and fiscal challenges as another high-profile business leader reduces her ties to the state. Former Hewlett-Packard and eBay chief executive Meg Whitman has sold her approximately 1,500-acre ranch in Northern California for $17.9 million. The sale follows earlier transactions that included a Sacramento penthouse, as Whitman continues relocating her assets to Colorado. The move comes as a proposed California ballot measure that would impose a 5% tax on the assets of billionaires is expected to be considered by voters this November. The state continues to grapple with issues including homelessness, high housing costs, rising gasoline and energy prices, and ongoing concerns over public spending and fraud investigations. California's current state budget now stands at approximately $349 billion, more than double the $171 billion budget from a decade ago. Whitman, who was the last Republican gubernatorial candidate to mount a competitive statewide campaign, previously advocated reducing government fraud, limiting state spending, and reforming public education during her 2010 campaign. Supporters of the proposed wealth tax argue it could generate additional revenue for public services, while opponents warn it may encourage more wealthy residents and businesses to leave the state. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. A Pennsylvania woman is facing murder and arson charges following a deadly row house fire in Philadelphia that claimed one life and displaced dozens of residents. Authorities say 38-year-old Natasha Teague is accused of intentionally setting a fire that spread rapidly through a row of connected homes on Percy Street. Investigators allege the blaze resulted in the death of 69-year-old Barry Turner. Firefighters responded Monday afternoon to reports of people trapped inside burning homes. When crews arrived, flames had already spread through the roofs of several attached residences. After bringing the fire under control, firefighters discovered Turner's body inside one of the homes approximately 1 hour later. According to police, nearly 30 residents were displaced by the fire. In addition to murder and arson charges, Teague faces multiple counts of causing a catastrophe and recklessly endangering another person. Neighbors told local media they had raised concerns about the suspect over the years and expressed frustration over what they described as repeated prior incidents. Teague remains in custody on a $300,000 bond. Her next court appearance is scheduled for July 14. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. Music fans in Minnesota experienced an unexpected ending to Lionel Richie's concert after the legendary singer cut his performance short because he was not feeling well. The 77-year-old Grammy Award-winning performer was appearing on his Sing a Song All Night Long tour alongside Earth, Wind and Fire when he told the audience he was feeling dizzy. During his performance of his 1986 hit Dancing on the Ceiling, Richie remained seated on a step before joking with concertgoers, saying that when you're feeling dizzy, it's best to sit down. He later continued performing 3 Times a Lady from a grand piano. Just over halfway through the show, Richie announced an intermission but did not return to the stage. After an extended delay, saxophonist Dino Saldo informed the audience that the singer was unable to continue because he was not feeling well. Members of the touring group later suggested Richie may have been experiencing dehydration, although no official update on his condition has been released. As of now, Richie is still scheduled to continue his tour with upcoming performances planned in Chicago and Columbus, Ohio. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. 2 Florida men have been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the fatal robbery of an off-duty firefighter that occurred 7 years ago. A judge imposed life sentences on Torrey Holston and Jose Garcia Romero after a jury convicted both men of first-degree murder in May. Prosecutors said the pair killed 39-year-old firefighter and paramedic Christopher Randazzo outside a resort in Lauderdale-by-the-Sea during a robbery. According to court testimony, Randazzo was attacked while sleeping on outdoor steps. Investigators said his red Nike sneakers, iPhone, wallet containing $55, and car keys were stolen after the shooting. Witnesses testified that the defendants later celebrated the crime, with one recalling that they smiled and bragged about what had happened. Prosecutors also presented evidence alleging the robbery had been discussed in advance before the shooting occurred. An accomplice who drove the getaway vehicle previously pleaded guilty to accessory after the fact and conspiracy charges. Both defendants were also convicted of robbery with a deadly weapon and criminal conspiracy. Defense attorneys have indicated that an appeal may be pursued, arguing the two men should have been tried separately. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. Former First Lady Jill Biden is facing renewed public scrutiny following recent television interviews promoting her memoir, View from the East Wing. During appearances on NBC's Today and CBS News Sunday Morning, Jill Biden was asked about what she knew regarding former President Joe Biden's cognitive health while he was in office. Her responses have since prompted debate among commentators and body language analysts. Two body language experts, Dr. Lillian Glass and Susan Constantine, publicly argued that Jill Biden appeared evasive when answering questions. They pointed to behaviors such as changes in posture, pauses, facial expressions, and nervous laughter as indicators they believe suggested discomfort or possible deception. It is important to note that body language analysis is subjective and cannot determine whether someone is telling the truth. Such interpretations represent the opinions of the analysts rather than verified evidence. Jill Biden has not responded publicly to the analysts' assessments. Her interviews were conducted as part of the promotional tour for her new memoir. This is Claude McDaniel of Streaming News Network. Michigan Senator Elissa Slotkin is drawing attention after calling for significant leadership changes within the Democratic Party during a recent interview. Appearing on SiriusXM's Straight Shooter with Stephen A., Slotkin said both major political parties are struggling to meet the current political moment. She argued that Democrats have taken on too many priorities at once and need a clearer vision for the future. When asked whether her comments included current Democratic leaders in Congress, including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Slotkin answered that if party leaders cannot adapt to what she described as a fundamentally changed political environment, they should allow others to lead. Slotkin also said effective leadership requires setting a clear direction and explaining how to move the country forward, rather than becoming consumed by internal party disagreements. Her remarks come as Democrats continue to debate the party's leadership, messaging, and strategy following the 2024 election cycle. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. A North Carolina businessman has pleaded guilty to orchestrating a healthcare fraud scheme that prosecutors say cost federal and state healthcare programs more than $60 million. 59-year-old James Shuford Price III admitted to filing a false tax return and participating in a kickback scheme tied to fraudulent laboratory testing for coronavirus disease 2019, influenza, and respiratory syncytial virus. According to prosecutors, Price owned a California laboratory that submitted approximately $11 million in false claims to Medicare and $85 million in false claims to California's Medicaid program, known as Medi-Cal, between August of 2023 and June of 2025. Authorities say Medicare and Medi-Cal paid out more than $60 million before investigators uncovered the scheme. Federal officials have since seized approximately $6 million in assets connected to the case. Prosecutors allege that more than $17 million was paid to individuals who obtained test samples through widespread identity theft, including the unauthorized use of physicians' identities to generate fraudulent testing requests. Price faces up to 13 years in federal prison, a fine of up to $500,000, and 3 years of supervised release when he is sentenced. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Music fans are remembering Grammy Award-winning singer David Clayton Thomas, the powerful voice behind Blood, Sweat and Tears' biggest hits, who has died at the age of 84. His publicist confirmed that Clayton Thomas passed away at St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto. Born David Henry Tomset in Surrey, England, he later moved to Canada, where he overcame a difficult childhood marked by homelessness and time in jail. According to his own accounts, discovering a discarded guitar while incarcerated helped set him on the path to a music career. Clayton Thomas joined Blood, Sweat and Tears in 1968 after the band's debut album. His arrival transformed the group's sound, blending rhythm and blues with jazz influences. The band's self-titled album became a major commercial success, reaching #1 in the United States and earning 4 times platinum certification. He was best known for his distinctive vocals on classics including Spinning Wheel and You've Made Me So Very Happy, songs that helped define the horn-driven rock sound of the late 1960s. David Clayton Thomas leaves behind a musical legacy that continues to influence generations of artists and fans around the world. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. country music legend Dolly Parton made a surprise public appearance in Tennessee just weeks after canceling her Las Vegas residency while continuing treatment for ongoing health issues. The 80-year-old singer attended the grand opening of Dolly's Tennessean travel stop in Cornersville, Tennessee, where she greeted fans, cut the ceremonial ribbon, and joked about her newest business venture. During the brief appearance, Parton quipped that she couldn't leave truck stops to the Beavers, an apparent playful reference to another well-known travel center chain. The appearance comes after Parton announced she was postponing her Las Vegas residency, telling fans she has been responding well to medications and treatments but is not yet ready to return to full stage performances because some treatments leave her feeling dizzy. Over recent months, Parton has also spoken openly about recovering from health challenges affecting her immune and digestive systems while grieving the loss of her husband, Carl Thomas Dean, who passed away in March of 2025. Despite those setbacks, fans were encouraged to see the country music icon smiling and interacting with the crowd. Parton remains optimistic about returning to the stage once her recovery is complete.
Thank you for listening to Streaming News Network videos and shorts. Please like and subscribe to our news channel.